What's up, guys? This is your boy Nintendo Logan back at it again here. We're doing another morning stream for you guys and girls today. And what's up to everybody that's coming into the stream? What's up to Ryan206, Eric Wins, Ben Gaming, Lucas Main, Jacob Amelia. What's up to everybody that's coming into the stream? Hope you guys are having a great Thursday morning so far. And so, guys, we're back for yet another live Nintendo news update for you guys today. As you guys might have already saw by the title, we have gotten some brand new sales numbers for the Nintendo Switch with the hardware and software sales. And we're going to be talking about that live during this stream. And if you guys are now just coming into the stream, make sure y'all do give the stream a thumbs up. And let's try to get to the like goal once again to 10 likes in the stream. And also, if you guys have not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you all click subscribe, and your name will appear live on the stream, and you'll be able to get a live shout out live on the stream here as always. And before we get started with the stream as well, make sure you all stay tuned tonight around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we're going to be doing another stream for Super Mario Maker 2, because we're going to be showcasing some of your guys' levels. And then also, we will then be doing some Animal Crossing New Horizons. Pretty much want to hang out with you guys on Animal Crossing New Horizons, pretty much around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So once again, make sure you all are subscribed to my channel and having notifications turned on as well, so you all can get notified of when we go live to do some Super Mario Maker 2 and some Animal Crossing New Horizons as well. Alright, but I think with that out of the way, I think I'm ready to get started with the news for today, man. And so, with that out of the way, let's get right into the news for the stream. And so, guys, just recently today, we have just gotten some brand new sales numbers for the Nintendo Switch with the hardware and software sales. And we're going to be talking about the software, during this stream, we're going to be talking about the hardware sales first, and then we're going to be talking about some of the software right after this. Because I know some of you guys are really curious about the software sales for the Nintendo Switch here. And so, guys, this is coming officially from this new site from one of Nintendo's Japanese sites. Pretty much, the Nintendo Switch, as you guys are seeing right now, the Nintendo Switch and hardware sales is sold around 61.44 million units. And guys, the Nintendo Switch, even though Nintendo's been kind of quiet throughout 2020, I still cannot believe they're still actually killing it with the hardware sales for the Nintendo Switch. Even though because of the pandemic and all that, and I know Nintendo's been kind of cutting off the, selling systems and all that. It's so crazy to see how the Switch already has sold 61 million units, actually. That's crazy, honestly. And I'm probably thinking, and before we actually move on to some other things for this news, I do want to say, I think the reason why the Switch is at 61 million units, maybe because of Animal Crossing. You guys already know, ever since Animal Crossing New Horizons actually came out, you guys already know that Animal Crossing sells Nintendo systems. So definitely Animal Crossing, I think Animal Crossing really did boost up a lot of their Switch units for pretty much when you got the Switch and whatnot. And so we're gonna get to see that the Switch is still killing it so far with hardware units and all that. Again, 61.44 million units is what the Nintendo Switch is currently sold right now. And then for software, we have around 406.67 million units for the Nintendo Switch software sales. And then also, if you guys look at the 3DS sale units as well, it looks like the Switch is kind of catching up with the hardware sales for the Nintendo 3DS, because for the Nintendo 3DS, it has sold around 75.87 million, and then for software, I think the software for the Switch has outsold the software sales for the 3DS. Bro, that is crazy, honestly. And for the 3DS software sales, it is around 384.07 million units for the software sales for the Nintendo 3DS. And then, goodness gracious, guys, we need to have a moment of silence right now for the Wii U. The Wii U sold for hardware sales 13.56 million, and then for software sales for Wii U, 103.21 million units. Bro. like I said before, we just said we need a moment of silence for the Wii U. The Wii U, though, even though it was a big failure, and we still gotta give so much like support for the Wii U. I mean, like I said, it was such a great system still, but bruh, 13.56 million units for the Wii U, bro. I mean, it's still fine. So though, like 13.56 million units for the Wii U, not really that bad at all, honestly. Even though really didn't really sell all that great and all that, but it's still.
If you're new to the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button and also hit the bell as well for new videos every day, every week.
What's going on, all of my fellow Joy-Con boys and girls? This is your boy, Nintendo Logan. We're once again back at it again here. We're once again another stream for you guys here. And so, as always, if you guys are brand new to the channel and are a big fan of Nintendo and Nintendo Switch 2, definitely make sure you guys click that subscribe button and make sure you guys turn on that notification bell as well, so you never miss out on all the latest coverage every single Wednesday through Saturday, mainly focusing on Nintendo and Nintendo Switch 2. If that is something that piques your interest, then definitely this is the place for you all. And would seriously really help out the channel a ton, and especially be a part of this amazing community that we have here, right here on this YouTube channel. And so, thank you all once again for you guys' support that you guys always show for our content here on this channel, and make sure you guys have to keep on doing so, because your support is very much appreciated, and definitely helps out this content to keep going, especially for you guys going into the near future as well. And so yeah, I want to talk about tuning in right now. The man just joining us right now on the live chat, if you guys are watching us live right now, or maybe if you guys missed out on the stream when it was live, if you guys are watching this later on the replay as well. Hopefully everybody's having a great day overall so far, even though it's still pretty early in the morning once again here. So, but hope you guys are fully awake and got your coffee and got your breakfast ready and all that. And definitely also, happy Friday to everybody watching the stream right now. And as you guys all know, because it is Friday, like I always mention, we are here to once again do another episode of our Friday morning show, recapping all the latest Nintendo news from the past week. Which is, of course, another exciting episode of Nintendo News Roundup once again. And we don't got that much, I mean, there was a lot of news that came out this week, but just for this episode of the show once again, just because, well, first of all, we're going to be talking about Nintendo's partner showcase that they recently had yesterday, and Nintendo had their financial briefing and all that. There has been a lot of stuff that came out for both of those things that I figured for today's episode, due to time's sake, we will mainly focus on those two news items today. Well, we do have a bonus news item right after we talk about those right there, but those guys, like I said, due to time and all that, we're mainly just going to be focusing on those two news topics, because, I mean, they were pretty big news items overall, actually, so, of course, we're going to be talking about them and discussing it with alongside you guys here. So, I hope you guys are excited about today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup, as we, officially talk about and discuss these different news items that I pretty much mentioned. And of course, if you all are excited about today's episode of the series, make sure, as always, smash that like button if you guys are looking forward to the new episode of Nintendo News Roundup we're doing right now. And also, if you guys also want to become a member in our amazing Discord community as well, we'll have all that info in the description down below for you guys. If you guys want to know how to join our Discord server, if you guys are not yet joined it, and still want to become an official member in there, to not only be a part of our streams, but also trying to interact with us when we're not really streaming either in the future as well. So, highly recommend if you guys are not yet joined the Discord server and still want to be a member in there. Like I already mentioned, all that info will be down below for you guys. We get the information on how to join our Discord server once again there. And also, if you have not yet subscribed to our other YouTube channels yet, Nintendo Logan Clips, Logan's Pokemon TV series review, the main Ultra Joy-Con game channel, and also Ultra Joy-Con game live. Some of those channel links will be in the description below, as well as always, on the main page of our YouTube channel as well. And also, there's one more thing I do want to mention for you guys here. Make sure you guys do come back immediately right after the... Oh, wait a minute. That was the wrong thing right there. I totally forgot to actually switch my announcement thing here. But, hey, none of y'all didn't see that there, actually. But anyways, as I was saying before, make sure you guys actually do stay tuned for right after Nintendo News Roundup officially wraps up. We're going to be doing the next episode on Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate once again on the Switch 2. And we're going to, of course, see what kind of other progress you can make during the new episode of Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate. And to let you guys know once again, the reminder for that stream is up right now on our YouTube channel. So, because I know you guys send you a reminder to get notified on when we go live for the next episode of Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate, make sure you guys ever do so. We'll send you a reminder that's up on our YouTube channel right now to get notified when we go live for that stream there. But overall, we'll be live for another episode of Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate right after this stream right here in a separate stream. So, but of course, if you guys do not do any of that stuff, and do not hit that like button either, because of course, I know majority of the time, when I tell you guys to tune into my streams and all that, and hit the like button and do all that stuff, there's like probably 99%, like 98% of y'all that really don't do it. So if you guys do not, the Raging Beast Man is going to come out here and say, what's wrong with you? If you guys are not doing that following stuff that I mentioned here. So yeah, without any further ado, I don't think we're going to waste any more don't really think we're going to waste any more time right now. And I'm also going to get right into our news topics that we have for today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup. And so we're going to start off with our first news item with the stream here. And as you guys already been noticing on your screen while we're doing the introduction, we recently just had a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase that recently premiered yesterday by the time I'm actually recording this. And we do have a full live reaction on the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase that went live yesterday. So, once again, if you guys have not seen that yet, I would highly recommend going right after the stream or whenever you guys get a chance, go on my YouTube channel and search up my Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase live reaction to, if you guys want to get an idea of what we overall thought with some of our reactions on some of the games that were pretty much announced in this Partner Showcase. But, honestly, in my opinion now, it was an alright showcase now. Like, there wasn't anything like super mind-blowing, like, you know, anything like that really stood out to me really that much. Well, personally for me, probably the only biggest highlight for myself personally that I was the most hyped for out of all the announcements during this Partner Showcase was definitely the one we're going to be mentioning. Well, we're pretty much going to mention it when we do the official rundown of all the announcements that were made during this recent Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. And shout out to Nate DeHay once again for getting this correct. Like, I tell you all, man, Nate DeHay is like very credible. You guys got to you guys ever got to trust him when it comes to a bunch of these reliable Nintendo leakers and all that. That you know, leak out Nintendo Directs and upcoming releases that we don't know about yet. That push up in Nintendo Directs. So, shout out once again to Nate DeHay for getting this correct once again here with this Nintendo Direct. But anyways, enough of that right now. Let's go ahead and see all the announcements that were made during let's see. Let's see all the announcements that were made during today's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. And so this information and all the announcements for all the details for the announcements are coming officially from GameSpot.com and have a full article on all the announcements that were made. So let's go on and get into the article right now. Nintendo has no shortage of exclusives launching later this year, but right now it's handing the spotlight to third-party studios and publishers for the February 2026 Direct live stream. The recent broadcast showed off several interesting games, like the classic anime-inspired co-op action of Orbitals and the mystery of Panorama Site, The Mermaid's Curse, alongside a shadow drop for Hollow Knight, a June release date for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and more. The biggest surprises were kept for the end, as Bethesda's Todd Howard popped up to reveal not one, but 3 games from the company are heading to Switch 2 soon. If you missed the presentation, here's a quick look at everything that was announced. We also got a roundup on the new Switch games and demos you can play right now. And so these are all the there's a rundown of all the official announcements that were made. So we first start off with Orbitals. Orbitals kicked off the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, showing off more of the 80s anime-inspired co-op game in action, and it'll launch exclusively for Switch 2 in Q3 2026. And the next up, Panorama Site, The Mermaid's Curse. A girl with no memories, strangers searching for mysteries, and a housewife investigating murders are all story threads that coverage in this narrative-heavy game that's coming to Switch 1 and Switch 2 later this year. And then next up, Tokyo Scramble. Tokyo is a hot tourist destination, but beneath the surface, there lies a world of danger and dinosaurs in this self-focused game. Tokyo Scramble will also feature a game share, allowing up to 4 players to control the action, and it's out soon on February 11th. And then next up, Valheim. Valheim is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, bringing all of the popular games, Viking-themed crafting, and survival to the Nintendo platform. Just don't forget to construct a chimney before you start a fire in your new home. if you want to avoid carbon monoxide poisoning. And then Hollow Knight is getting a free Switch 2 upgrade, which is actually out right now by the time we're recording this once again. Team Cherry's beloved Metroidvania is getting upgraded for the Switch 2, and it's available right now. If you own the original game, you can claim a free upgrade, so you can pretty much go do that right now. And then, this was the announcement that really got me super hyped, and this was seriously one of the biggest highlights from this Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, and that is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth! That is right, guys. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, after we recently just got Final Fantasy VII Remake integrated recently on the Switch 2, we're officially getting Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on the Switch 2, and you guys will not even believe when the game is coming out once again. And I totally did not expect this, actually. So Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Final Fantasy VII Remake launched earlier this year for the Switch 2. And if you're excited to continue the unknown journey of the Remake trilogy, you won't have to wait long. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is coming to Switch 2 on June 3rd. So just a few months by now, we're going to be able to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth officially on the Switch 2. Honestly, I know this game was already confirmed by Square Enix, because they've already kind of talked about bringing the whole entire Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy on the Switch 2. So, kind of going back and thinking about it right now, I mean, it was already obvious this game was going to be coming, but it still got me super hyped about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Finally, at last, coming over the Switch 2, and the fact that it's coming pretty soon, actually, in a few months from now, because it recently just got Final Fantasy VII Remake integrated already on the Switch 2, and we don't have to wait too long for Rebirth to come over to the platform once again. Man, I seriously can't wait for it, though, and still hold my fingers crossed that I can hopefully beat FF7 Remake integrate before Rebirth officially releases here in pretty soon. And the next time we have eFootball Kickoff, formerly known as Pro Evolution Soccer, Konami Soccer Series, comes to Switch, or Switch 1 in Q3. Which pretty much, I think they do mean Q3 2026 once again there. And a Captain Tsubasa 2 World Fighters. Prefer your soccer with anime-inspired action instead? Then you can also prepare for match day with Captain Tsubasa 2 later this year on Switch 1 and Switch 2. And then The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales. The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales from Square Enix is out on June 18th. So, we got that announcement right there as well. And then, when I look at that, pretty convenient right there with the next announcement that we have here that we're going to be letting you guys know about. Super Bomberman Collection. Bomberman fans can grab several classic games in one convenient bundle. Super Bomberman Collection launches on the eShop, which is available right now, with the physical release coming in August, and includes all 5 Super Bomberman games. And then Pragmata, another third-party game I am seriously looking forward to on the Switch 2, alongside Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Ahead of its April 24th launch, we got a new trailer for Pragmata that pulled footage from its demo. A demo that's also available for Switch 2 owners, by the way. So yeah, the demo is out right now for Pragmata on the Switch 2. And again, I've already showcased it during yesterday's stream, and I'm actually really liking the demo. The hacking stuff and all that during combat, I thought it was going to be a little bit hard to even figure out and even try to do. But I tried doing it yesterday during the demo. It's a lot easier than I thought it would be, and really unique as well. So yeah, demo is out right now for Pragmata for you guys to check out. If you guys are interested in it and want to check out the game officially before it releases in about a couple months. And then Turok Origins. In case you forgot, Saber Interactive is reviving Turok, this time as a co-op action game. Play as the legendary Turok warriors face up against ferocious dinosaurs and take on a terrifying alien threat that's aiming to kill all humans. Players can also harness the DNA of their enemies to upgrade their arsenal. And then Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. Bethesda is bringing several of its games to Switch 2, starting with Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. That includes the original game, 6 expansions, and more. It launches for Switch 2 on February 24th, which is actually funny enough, that actually releasing on my birthday as well. Kind of almost reminded me of when Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe got announced for the Switch 1 all the way back in 2022, and it said the release date was going to be on February 24th of that following year once again. So pretty funny once again, that Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. Even though I'm not the biggest Fallout fan, it still is pretty funny the game is actually releasing on my birthday as well. And the next up here, I gotta be honest now, I'm actually kind of excited about this game, and might possibly, and I quote, possibly might try this game out in the future when this next game officially launches. And that is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Journey around the world, crack your whip, and uncover the mystery behind the Great Circle in its Indiana Jones game. It launches for Switch 2 on May 12th. So we've been wondering for a long time, when in the world is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle going to be coming to Switch 2? And now we finally got the release date, which is on May 12th, 2026. And also another thing to note as well, in case you guys are wondering if the physical version of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle on Switch 2 was going to be a game key card, we got some big news for you guys. The game physically is going to be a full game on the cartridge, so you guys do not have to worry about the physical version of Indiana Jones being like a game key card. It is officially going to be a full game on the cartridge, which I know a lot of people are throwing out confetti because of that. Like I say with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, the physical version being a full game on the cartridge. And the gameplay overall looked amazing now. Like, I'm actually really surprised about how smooth and how amazing Indiana Jones looks on the Switch 2 and all that. So I might have to keep an eye on this possibly, and I think I might actually pick this game up possibly in the near future. I don't know about release date, but I'll have to see about that as we get closer to the release of Indiana Jones on the Switch 2. And then next up, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. The critically acclaimed action RPG from Bethesda got a massive upgrade last year, and it's coming to Switch 2 later in 2026. And then we have, I'm so sorry if I'm gonna try to butcher this right here, Kyoto Xanadu. Great. First Tokyo was under threat from dinosaurs. Now sinister threats are lurking beneath the streets of Kyoto as well. Fortunately, one eager go-getter with a talent for swords and sorcery is on the case in Kyoto Xanadu. And it looks like this game combines 2D and 3D action gameplay together. And it hits Switch 1 and Switch 2 consoles in Q3 2026. And the next up, a game that I absolutely do not even care about, even a franchise I don't care about either. Digimon Story Time Stranger. One of last year's best and underrated games, Digimon Story Time Stranger, is coming to Switch 2 on July 10th. Again, I don't care about that at all. And then we have Grand Blue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok. Dive into the world of Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, a pretty great fantasy RPG, representing the series tag team attacks on July 9th, 2026. And then Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection. You can get an early taste of Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection before it launches on March 13th. As a demo for the creature collecting game is now live. So once again, that's what I was saying with the Pragmata demo. If you guys want to check out the game for yourself, with the demo that's out right now for Monster Hunter Stories 3, make sure you guys have to go check it out there. And then probably the most random announcement that came out of this direct, one of them didn't actually make sense, but the other was kind of a bit of a shocker, honestly. And I would say, I'm trying to think of what I actually thought about that. Well, but then there's this one particular thing that, we're going to be pretty much mentioning here. I was like, okay, why in the world are they doing this kind of thing? Especially with one of these games that could have obviously made its way over to NSO, but I guess Nintendo decided that they want to put this on a separate thing here. And so that is, we have some new games coming to Arcade Archives, and then also alongside with that, a brand new kind of archive thing, away from Arcade Archives, which that is Console Archives. So that is a brand new thing that's going to be coming alongside Arcade Archives, and this time we're going to be getting Console Archives. The Arcade Archives is expanding with more arcade classics like Rave Racer, and the new Console Archives line brings old school games to your Switch console later this year. This will include retro titles such as Cool Borders and Ninja Gaiden 2 The Dark Sword of Chaos and Sonic Wayne Special. Now honestly for me, it kind of does feel a little bit odd that, at least in my opinion now, that I bring Ninja Gaiden 2 over to the Console Archives. When I was obviously could have saved that for the NES Switch Online service, but I saw it alright now, honestly. Pretty cool that we're getting Console Archives, but with Ninja Gaiden 2, that would have obviously been something that they would have put on the NES NSO once again there. And then finally, to end off the presentation, well, I mean, it's the final thing that we didn't really cover yet in this little partner showcase recap. We have a sizzle reel of all the games that are also coming to Switch and Switch 2 in 2026. A whole bunch of other games were briefly in the spotlight, sharing space in a sizzle reel that confirm their current release dates. And the following games are PGA Tour 2K25, which is releasing actually today. The game is actually out right now on the Switch 2 eShop for PGA Tour 2K25.
And then we have Reanimal, which is releasing on February 13th. Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown on February 18th. Scout Program EX on March 3rd. WWE 2K26 also on March 13th. Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun on March 18th. Disney Dreamlight Valley Switch 2 Edition on March 25th. Ghost Simulator 3, aka Andrew's favorite game right there, on April 1st. Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn Edition on May 22nd. Concept Begins on July 16th. And finally, another Eden Begins Switch 2 Edition in Q3 2026. And also they had a big highlight for Resident Evil Requiem as well. Which, I mean, it makes sense, honestly. The game is coming out here at the end of this month. Like, it's already right around the corner from releasing officially and whatnot, so I bet Capcom really wanted to, get a little bit of a marketing push out there for Resident Evil Requiem before the game actually does release toward the end of this month once again. And so, they also did talk about Resident Evil Requiem. Capcom's grisly survival horror and survival action game, Resident Evil Requiem, is still on track for its February 27th launch. And this new trailer showed more footage of it. There's no mention of a demo yet, but the game is getting amiibo figures of Leon Kennedy and Grace Ashcroft. And also the Resident Evil amiibo will be releasing sometime in Q3 of 2026. Well, in the visual screenshot that they have in the article, they're saying they're going to be available in summer of 2026. And one thing I should do when you scan these amiibo in the Resident Evil Requiem on the Switch 2, apparently they're going to lock some weapon skins for your weapons and all that, like for your guns, and I guess it's only just going to be weapon skins for your guns actually and whatnot. So there you guys go. Those are all the official announcements that were made during the recent Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase for February 2026. Honestly, like I already mentioned before, there wasn't really anything really super mind-blowing here. And I know a lot of people on the internet were very disappointed coming out of this Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase because there really wasn't a big, like, oh wow, this game is actually coming to Switch and Switch 2. Well, I mean, we only care about Switch 2 nowadays, but there wasn't really anything like that really blew people away. And a lot of people are saying, like, a lot of the announcements here were kind of quite obvious that were going to happen and all that. But like I mentioned before, the biggest thing for me personally was definitely Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That was like the one thing, that was like the big main highlight for me during this whole entire partner showcase here. I mean, again, Indiana Jones was kind of cool too, like being able to see, like, Switch 2 footage of that game finally, after not really seeing it for a while, and getting the official release date for it. Now, there's one thing I do want to say that kind of disappointed me a little bit, and it's also kind of going off rumors as well. We did talk about, during one of the other episodes recently that we did on Nintendo News Roundup, way before the Nintendo Direct was actually confirmed, they're apparently saying that they were going to bring that Square Enix was going to bring over the Kingdom Hearts collection over the Switch 2. None of which, for some reason, didn't even happen here, but we'll have to see if the next Nintendo Direct, whenever it does happen, if it could actually get the Kingdom Hearts collection on the Switch 2. Which, I mean, I seriously really would hope that happens, honestly. But, talk about W2, honestly, but I'm still really happy overall regardless. I got my Final Fantasy VII Rebirth once again, so can't really complain about that there. And so, yeah, what do you guys think about all the announcements that were made during the recent Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase for February 2026? But, like, what did you guys overall think about the presentation? And which one of these games that we mentioned was pretty much your favorite one that we, like I said, we talked about in this part of the show and during the Partner Showcase? And, of course, if you guys have any thoughts about it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Once again, what you guys think about the presentation overall? And let me know what else was your favorite announcement during this Partner Showcase. And, alright, guys, let's move on to our next news item of the stream. And Nintendo recently just had their financial briefing, which pretty much highlighted the Switch 2 and the Switch 1 sales throughout the end of 2025. From like, I believe it's like only like during the holiday season of 2025, and they pretty much did highlight some of it recently this week. And there were some big time numbers that actually did come in, and it's looking pretty good for the Switch 2 overall. Even though once again we don't have a super big system sale or like a big heavy hitter like first party wise with the Switch 2 yet, but it still looks looking pretty good for these numbers that we're pretty much going to be talking about right here. So, and so as you guys see right here on your screen, the Nintendo Switch 2 in terms of its hardware sales has now surpassed 17.37 million units in terms of hardware sales for the Switch 2, and over software 37.93 million units for pretty much the Switch 2 software. So once again, really looking pretty good once again for pretty much the Switch 2 in terms of its hardware sales. And even though once again there's still a lot of people bashing on their hate for the Switch 2 and all that, saying that it really isn't performing that well, and even during the holiday season, didn't really sell the best like during the holiday season and all that. But then once again we got official numbers for Nintendo, and really good to see that once again that so far as of right now, by the time once again we're recording this, the Switch 2 is sitting at 17.37 million units in terms of their hardware sales. Now think about it once again, and it's not gonna be like how the Switch 1 actually like sold like as of currently right now. Switch 2 is still pretty much new, and this thing hasn't been really out for that long. It still feels like once again not even a full year yet, until a few months from now. But still though, gotta give Nintendo time, gotta give people more time to get a Switch 2, and then probably by the next financial briefing we'll see if the Switch 2 actually did sell more units and all that. But with this in at 17 million units sold overall in terms of hardware, that's still not really that bad, honestly. And then also, speaking of the Switch 1, we also do have the new sales numbers for the Switch 1. And the Switch 1, once again, still absolutely killing it once again. For hardware for Switch 1, it is now sitting at 155.37 million units, with software 1,500.16 million units for pretty much software on Switch 1. And also, there's also news out there saying that the Switch 1 now has sold over 155.37 million units in terms of hardware, and it now became the best-selling Nintendo system of all time, now officially outselling the Nintendo DS and whatnot. So good to see once again that the Switch 1 has now became Nintendo's best-selling console, pretty much specifically from Nintendo. It still has not yet beaten out the PS2 yet, but it looks like it's almost about to pretty soon here with the Switch 1 once again. Like, if the Switch 1 can manage to beat out the PS2 and all that, it looks like the Switch 1 might go down as the best video game console in history, it looks like. Like I said, not only for Nintendo, but also just in general, between Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft once again. So once again, to give you guys a recap, we got the Nintendo Switch 2, in terms of hardware, it sold over 17.37 million units, and with software, 37.93 million units for Switch 2. And then for Switch 1, 155.37 million for hardware for Switch 1, and then 1,500.16 million units for software, specifically once again for the Switch 1. I know you guys are now wondering, now that we looked at the hardware sales for the Switch 2, what are the official numbers for some of the software that we really didn't mention yet? Well, we got it right here for you guys, and look at these numbers right here, though. I know none of them aren't really too mind-blowing, but one in particular, I'm really absolutely super happy about once again. But only kind of quite obvious once again because of a certain reason. But as you guys see right now, we now got two brand new games that weren't originally in the the one time we talked about the financial briefing for Nintendo for the first time with the Switch 2. It was only this Mario Kart World and DK Bonanza that were up there. But now we have two brand new additions. One Pokemon Legends EA and Kirby Air Riders that are in this little chart here. And as you guys see right here, starting off at the bottom with Kirby Air Riders. Kirby Air Riders has sold over 1.76 million units. Well, it's not bad, honestly. I mean, I know Kirby Air Riders is still pretty much a new game still, but really cool to see that ever since it first launched, it has managed to reach over 1 million and so units. And actually now beating out the original Kirby Air Ride game from the GameCube. So, good to see that Kirby Air Riders is sitting at 1.76 million units. I would definitely say, I would highly recommend again this game. Kirby Air Riders is such a fun game. Honestly, I just really need to stream Kirby Air Riders again. It's been such a long time since I last streamed Kirby Air Riders on this channel. Maybe sometime in the future during a Friday Switch gaming stream, I think I might actually try my best to maybe stream some Kirby Air Riders again, because, like I said, we have not streamed that game in quite a hot minute on this channel, it feels like. And then for Pokemon Legends EA on the Switch 2, with the Switch 2 edition, and it sold over 3.89 million units. I mean, not that bad though, honestly. Even though technically this is a Switch 1 game that has a Switch 2 upgrade, still really good to see that it's right now sitting at 3.89 million units for Pokemon Legends EA. Well, the Switch 2 edition in this case. And then now, we have DK Bonanza at 4.25 million. And then the big one, Mario Kart World, 14.3 million units. So once again, for you guys that have been hating on Mario Kart World saying, oh, Mario Kart World isn't really a great game. It's so boring. There's not that much to do. It's $80. Like, who's even going to spend $80 on this game? Well, look at that right there. That proves to you guys right there from Mario Kart World how much it's been selling right now. 14.3 million units. Wait. Honestly, this is hilarious to see right here, honestly. Because, again, going over what all the Mario Kart World haters keep on saying about Mario Kart World, how it's not really a great game and isn't really worth $80 and all that. I mean, of course, this is the reason why Mario Kart World has sold over 14 million units. Because mostly everybody that has a Switch 2, and especially when the game first launched with the Switch 2, I bet most people actually got the Mario Kart World bundle, and I keep telling you, oh man, people keep on trying to hate on this stuff, honestly, but at the end of the day, they just go out there and they just end up getting Mario Kart World with the Switch 2, and absolutely really love it there. So again, for you Mario Kart World haters, take that right there. 14.3 million units of Mario Kart World. The game is incredible, and it's going to keep on pushing Switch 2 units and all that, even though it's not really like a big 3D Mario or like a big Zelda game or Smash Brothers, a big Animal Crossing game or whatever. Mario Kart's definitely a very huge franchise, and really is going to push a lot of Switch 2 units to this very day. So yeah, once again, there you guys go. That's all the stuff that we have for the recent financial briefing from Nintendo. And once again, to let you guys know, I will kind of highlight this one more time for you guys. The Switch 2 has now sold over 17.37 million units in terms of hardware, and over Switch 2 software has sold over 37.93 million units. And for Switch 1, we have 155.37 million units for the Switch 1, and in software, 1,500.16 million units for software. And then for the actual software itself, Kirby Air Riders at 1.76 million units, Pokemon Legends EA Switch 2 Edition 3.89 million, DK Bonanza at 4.25 million, and Mario Kart World at 14.3 million units. So yeah, what do you guys overall think about all the stuff that was mentioned from Nintendo's financial briefing with all the Switch 2 sales and also all the Switch 2 hardware software sales as well? And of course, if you guys have any thoughts about it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And once again, I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this once again. And alright guys, let's move on to our final news item for the stream here. And we actually do have some brand new games that were pretty much announced for the Game Boy NSO service on Nintendo Switch Online for both Switch 1 and for Switch 2 as well. And if you guys want to know what some of the games are that were included in the Game Boy NSO app, well, you guys already see one of them right here. We have Yoshi, obviously the Game Boy version, because we already have the NES version already out right now on the NES NSO app. But really cool to see that we got the original Yoshi, the Game Boy version of this game. And then also, another pretty cool one as well, Balloon Kid. So Yoshi and Balloon Kid are the two games that were just added to the Game Boy NSO app if you're a Switch Online subscriber. No matter if you're on the regular Switch Online or if you're on the expansion pack as well. But as always, make sure you guys, if you do update the Game Boy NSO app, if you guys have not yet already, if you guys want to try out Yoshi and also check out Balloon Kid on the Game Boy NSO service. And so yeah, what do you guys overall think about Yoshi and Balloon Kid being the next two games that got added to the Game Boy NSO app? And if you guys have already played these for yourself, let me know what you guys think about these games overall here. Of course, in the comment section down below. And once again, I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts once again here. And alright guys, those are all the new news items that we have for today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup. So of course, before we do wrap things up here, we have plenty of time to read comments right here. So if you guys have any overall thoughts about all the stuff we talked about in today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup, definitely let me know in the chat, and we'll go ahead and read some of you guys' comments right here we have in the chat. And once again, to give you guys a recap of all the stuff we talked about, in case you guys are just tuning in with us, we just talked about all the announcements that were made during a recent Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase that recently happened yesterday for February 2026. And we also talked about Nintendo's financial briefing with the Switch 2 and Switch 1 hardware and software sales. And then more recently, the two new games that got added to the Game Boy NSO app, which are Yoshi and Balloon Kid. So I just wanted to give you guys a bit of a recap in case you guys are probably wondering what we talked about in today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup. That is in case you guys are watching us live right now, so. But as always, if you guys are enjoying today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup, as always, make sure you guys give the stream a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new to never send more coming episodes of Nintendo News Roundup every single Friday. Of course, like I always say, of course, recapping all the latest Nintendo news from the past week once again. So anyways, let's go ahead and see all the comments that we have here in the chat. And definitely shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. Shout out to Internet Super Shadow, and I also have El Nini that are in the chat with us during this show once again here. Let's see. Let me see. And that Super Shadow said, "Well, Logan, you're gonna hate me for that announcement card fail." Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, I already knew what that happened. I think during Final Fantasy VII Remake, I'm gonna probably get that belt on you, you bad boy. Just to warn you guys, if you guys tune into Final Fantasy VII Remake for the next episode, definitely prepare yourself for Andrew to start being a bad boy once again. And I don't want to hear it, Andrew, because you already know it's true. Trying to make so much excuses about that. So especially the fact Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is over 100 gigabytes. I mean, honestly, no, it's not that much of a shocker, though. It's a pretty big open world and graphically intense game, so I mean, it's totally fine if Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is going to be over 100 gigabytes. And since I already have a 1 terabyte, I'm already really good to go with that, so I also got plenty of space on my Switch too, still with that 1 terabyte. Oh my gosh, I gotta remove that comment there. Psst, I already told you Andrew's starting to be bad. Let's see. Kingdom Hearts Collection will be a shadow drop, just watch. No, we'll see though. Who knows what's gonna happen if the Kingdom Hearts Collection does actually come to Switch too. If it actually will be like a shadow drop or something. Nintendo fans are just complaining that there's no first, yeah, that thing right there, or Zelda game yet, because they don't know how to be patient. The big hitters will come when they do. You know, honestly, no, again, it's just people just hyping themselves up way too much, and then leading to big time disappointment there. That's why nowadays, honestly, that's why nowadays I just try to keep my expectations low for these presentations and all that, because like, not only with Nintendo Directs and all that, but just any exciting thing, like event or presentation or whatever that goes on, you know, you just got to try to keep your expectations low for that kind of stuff. Because again, you don't want to overhype yourself up too much, and then come out of the presentation saying, "Oh, but that was pretty disappointing. Like, I was hyped for this. Why did I even watch this? And what even was that? Like, I'm very disappointed." No. So yeah, definitely in the near future, I will tell you guys. Word of advice from your boy Nintendo Logan: try to keep it when it comes to Nintendo Directs and gaming presentations in general. Try your best to keep low expectations there for sure, though. Like, don't overhype yourself up too much, and then if you don't get what you want, then you're gonna be super disappointed. So I decided to bash third-party games, saying that we got no games. Lol. Yeah, honestly, that's just once again how the internet works these days. The internet will always find something to complain about and make no sense about. Once again, the third-party support that we get on Switch too. I think I even mentioned this during yesterday's Nintendo Direct live reaction. The third-party support that we get on Switch 2 has been so much better than how we got it with the Switch 1. So, again, I don't get why people are just hating on these third-party games on the Switch 2, because again, the third-party support on Switch 2 has been so much better than what we got on the Switch 1. And we got a big time third-party games like that are definitely a lot more higher quality and not a big buggy and blurry mess, honestly, like how we saw with the Switch 1. Because I can tell you all how many third-party games are on Switch 1. They look the worse than its console counterparts. And some of them might be like blurry and buggy mess right there. So, but yeah, I'm really enjoying my time with these third-party games on the Switch too. Well, the ones I've been playing, I've been really enjoying them a lot, even though we don't have like any like super exciting like first-party games yet. So yeah. Let's see, Bomberman is usually for a certain someone. I don't know who you're talking about, but answer quote with the anyways right there in all caps. You're the one that's being bad, so don't blame me for it. See, but yeah, third party deserves the attention after what was 2017. No, not just that, but just like in general though. Like in general, what's it called? Third party was just like really lacking on there. Because again, because like I said, some of the third party games on Switch 1 were either okay or they weren't really the greatest, honestly. Another example nowadays, Fortnite though. Fortnite on the Switch 1, after playing Fortnite a lot on the Switch 2, the Switch 1 version definitely has hot garbage though. Everyone's almost at like 10 frames per second. Sometimes the textures don't even load in when you're dropping into the map. Like, and it'll be like a laggy mess sometimes. But even with Fortnite on the Switch too, it's been so much better though. So much of a better experience overall. So let's see. Is there any more comments here? Because if not, then I think we'll go ahead and just end off today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup. And there's not any more comments. But as always, like I already mentioned before, make sure you guys do stay tuned for the next episode of Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate after we immediately wrap up Nintendo News Roundup in a separate stream once again. So just kind of want to give you guys a reminder about that while we're still live here. So Go Simulator, my favorite. Cut the cap. No, that's so true right there. You just don't want to admit it. That's how bad you are. Like, don't I really have to pull that clip up again of you getting super hyped about Goat Simulator during the first time it got announced. Let's see, but aside the shenanigans, it all wasn't so bad. You know, honestly, no, like I said, there was a lot more news that we were going to talk about here, but I didn't really know how long we're going to spend on talking about the partner showcase and all the other stuff we talked about today. So, I decided mainly wanted to focus on that stuff because I know all the news that came out this week. Those are like probably like the biggest highlights here for sure. So, alright. So, anyways, I don't think there's much more else we need to actually cover and talk about with all the different news topics we discussed in today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup. So overall, what do you guys think about all the stuff we talked about in today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup? And of course, if you guys still have any more thoughts about all the stuff we covered, keep on with know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And once again, I'd still love to hear your thoughts about every news topic we discussed in today's show once again. And so with that's overall going to do it for today's episode of Nintendo News Roundup. So shout out to everybody that came by for the stream and talked about these news topics with us. Thanks to everybody for hanging out with us during the stream. But like I already mentioned before, and I'm going to mention this one more time, make sure you guys do stay tuned right after the stream wraps up at 10:30 AM Eastern and 7:30 AM Pacific time, when we're going to be doing the next episode of Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate on the Switch 2. So, highly recommend you guys do stay tuned for that. And can't wait to see what other kind of progress we can make in the next episode of Final Fantasy VII Remake. But up until then, if you guys enjoyed the stream overall, make sure you guys, again, give the stream a thumbs up on your way out. And if you guys are also brand new to the channel too, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and make sure you guys turn on the notifications as well to never miss out on more upcoming episodes of Nintendo News Roundup every single Friday. But also keep up to date on more upcoming Nintendo and Nintendo Switch 2 content next in the near future. And so with that is overall going to do it for me, Born Nintendo Logan. And I'm going to be signing off with the stream. And we will see you guys here in about a few minutes. And stick around for, once again, the next episode of Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate. So, peace out. Love you guys. God bless. Have a great day. Watch Walnuts and be blessed. And we'll see you guys here in a few minutes for the next episode of Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate. So, stick around and we'll see you in a few minutes. And may God bless you all.
What's up, Joy-Con gang? I'm really hoping you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you guys want to stay up to date on more upcoming videos in the near future on this channel, make sure you guys click that subscribe button to be a part of our amazing Joy-Con gang community. Plus, also, be sure to enable that notification bell to all to be notified and not miss a single new upload on this channel every single week. And if you all also want to stay up to date on more upcoming events from this channel, and even see some exclusive behind the scenes stuff as well, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at NintendoLoganYT for exclusive posts you will not see anywhere else on this channel in the future, from posting my amiibos or whatever kind of stuff you guys want to see on my Instagram, and especially in the near future, maybe do some live Instagram hangouts with you guys as well. And lastly, if you all enjoy all the moments that we have on the channel as well, make sure you guys consider checking out our Nintendo Lonely Clips channel as well, which is pretty much our second YouTube channel, where we upload new clips on there every Monday and Wednesday, where you can check out all of our past funny and epic moments that I bet you guys will definitely enjoy for sure there, because we got a lot of funny clips on there once again. And of course, if you guys do none of that, as I always say, one person very in particular is going to be saying, what's wrong with you if you guys don't do none of that? And that's pretty much right to Beastmate. He's going to be telling you what's wrong with you until you do all the stuff you guys see on the right side of me here. And I do promise you guys that. So, alright, but anyways guys, so that's going to do it for your boy Nintendo Logan here for this video. And I'm going to be signing off for this video once again. So, I will see you guys in the next video. And peace out. I love you guys. God bless. And have a great day, everybody. Peace out, Joy-Con gang.